This is going to be a recorded statement. This is Investigator Robert Guy. It's going to be a recorded statement. Reference case number is 09017289. Today is 11th of July, 2009. And I'm going to be here with Henry Tice. And you go by Tab, is
Yes,
that
sir.
right? Okay, also present is Investigator Tom Watts. And we're here in Pace at 4337 Highway 90. Okay, could you state your name, please, and spell your last name?
Henry C. Tice, Tice.
Okay, and your date of birth.
2/21/48.
An address and a phone number we can contact you at.
4337 Highway 90, Pace, 32571. Work number 995-0280. Cell phone 208-4964.
Okay, and we're here talking to you about a death investigation, and we informed you that.
Yes, sir.
And you already knew about it.
Yes, sir.
A former business partner of yours,
Yes, sir.
Bud.
Yes, sir.
Remember Bud's last name?
Bud Billings.
Bud Billings, okay. And y'all were business partners together at one time.
We had business dealings together, yes, sir.
At one time.
Yes, sir.
Y'all haven't been recently.
No.
About how long has that been since y'all been separated?
Year and a half or 2 years. 2 years probably.
About a year and a half?
Yes, sir.
And y'all were in the car business together, is
Yes,
that
sir.
correct? Okay. And y'all split up because and stopped doing business because certain things that he'd done that you didn't appreciate. Just short version.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that's all, and all that has been taken care of through the sheriff's office?
Yes, sir. I was under the assumption all that had been taken care of in the sheriff's department.
So y'all don't have a lawsuit against each other?
No, sir.
Okay. And then this Thursday, which would have been the 9th, I believe, he had passed away.
Yes, sir.
During a home invasion.
Right.
Do you know anything about that?
No, sir, except what I've read on the news, and I got a phone call at 9:15 to 9:30 from Tim Higley, whose Bud's son-in-law called him and informed him that.
9:15 that night, or?
Yes, sir.
Of the night he got killed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And they called you and told you?
Yes.
And what happened from there? Tell me what happened that night. How about that? You got the phone call.
Yes,
and
sir.
what happened?
I think it was about 9:15. He called me and told me. Of course, I was devastated because it was horrible. Anything like that happened, especially to Melanie, you know. So I was in the process of finishing up detailing a car. We don't have a car detail here, so I was finishing up at night, and the Santa Rosa County Sheriff's Department came, put me in handcuffs, and after about 30 minutes, they took the handcuffs off and then left and told me they were sorry if they had detained me or whatever. And then
Did they tell you what was going on?
they would not tell. She said, we don't know what's going on. I said, well, I know what's going on because I got called 20 minutes ago and heard that Bud and his wife had been murdered. So obviously somebody thinks I had something to do with it, and that's why you guys are here. And she said, well, we don't know anything about that. I said, well, okay, whatever.
Well, what happened was the family told us y'all had problems, and we come down here looking for a particular vehicle. Now, I don't know why, and they were checking a lot to see if that was here. Now, I don't know what happened because I wasn't here.
Right.
But
Everything was fine.
But that's, okay, and everything worked out.
Everything was
But
fine.
that's why they came, is that we were looking for a particular vehicle.
Then they went to the lot to look for vans. That's what they asked me what kind of vans we had, what kind of vans we had in the last month, colors and that kind of thing.
What had you been doing that night?
Detailing, well, it's out there on the line now. I had a car sitting here. I'd pulled the interior out and I'd washed it and steamed it, and I was trying to get it dry.
So that day, which would have been the 9th, Thursday, you were here all day?
I was here until 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, maybe 6:15. And at 6:15, we buy most of the trade-ins at Milton Chrysler Dodge. So my routine is between 5 and 6 to go to Milton Chrysler Dodge to see how many vehicles they had traded in. So I had a late customer. At about 6:15, I got down there and waited to talk to the used car manager, and finally they had traded in a Durango and drove it and ended up buying it, and I left there about 10 after 7, maybe 7:15. Got back to the lot got on the internet. I call my wife at 8 o'clock every night. We talk for 30 minutes every night. So I called her from here, we talked for 30 minutes, and then my partner Bobby is terrible on emails, so he asked me to email some emails to a girl in Columbia, which I did, and went in and kind of just wanted to relax before I started back on this car, so I probably relaxed 30 minutes or something. Then I went out and started working on the car. That was my day and evening that day.
And that's when the deputies...
The deputy, yes, sir.
So when you went to the car, like between 6 and 7, you said?
Yeah, I went to Milton Chrysler Dodge. I probably got there 6:15 or 6:30.
And you left about what time?
7:10, 7:15.
Who was it you were dealing with there?
The used car, well, everybody was there. The general manager was there. His name is Mike Pageant.
Mike Paget?
Yes, sir.
And it's at Milton Dodge?
Yes, sir.
And you had bought that Durango?
Yeah, I bought the Durango.
What did you drive over there?
That old blue T-Bird.
Did you leave it?
Yeah. You got to do that because if you don't leave it and they get a customer in there, they'll sell it. So I drove that old blue T-Bird and left it down there and brought back the Durango.
Okay.
The used car manager is named Mark Valletta, and he's the one that actually sold me the car. Mark
Valletta?
Uh-huh. But I had to negotiate the price with the general manager too.
Okay. So anyways, you come home, you get on the internet,
Yes, sir. At
Send
8
it-
o'clock, I called my wife.
called your wife, sent a few emails, relax, and you go outside and
Probably-
the deputies make contact.
Probably 9 o'clock, I went outside and I said, I got to do this. I got to get this thing done tonight. And that's about it could have been 9:15. I don't
Did
know,
they
but
make contact with you in the wood line?
the car was sitting out here and it had some trash, and my trash can was full of bottles. So I went back there, and when I got back there, I had to pee. And just as I was getting ready to start peeing, this bright flashlight hit me. And you know what I thought it was? I thought it was the mafia. It's really what I thought. And then I look, and he's got an AK-47.
The deputy?
Yeah. And then I went, oh, Lord. Then they rushed me and, put their hands up.
Well, then you probably ain't never been so glad in your life to see the deputy.
I would like to. I'm glad it was them. I was happy. That was the best looking AK-47 I ever seen.
From that end.
And then,
Oh, man.
so they were very businesslike, wouldn't tell me anything, cuffed me. After about 20 minutes, they let me lean against that motor home, and then this girl talked to Escambia, and then she came up, took handcuffs off, and said, everything seems to be fine. We're sorry we detained you. And I said, okay, well, whatever. Everything's cool. I said, I appreciate you guys taking care of us, And she said, okay. So that was my Thursday night.
Okay. When was the last time you talked to Bud?
The last time I would have talked to Bud would have been a year and a half ago. It would be just before the dealership closed.
Okay. What about his wife, Melanie?
Not since then.
You haven't
Neither
talked to
one.
either one of them?
What'd you talk to him? I mean, how